Okay, students, here is a look at Piskel. Piskel is a free online pixel art program. A quick tour of Piskel. On the left, you can see the drawing tools, and you can also see the frames. A frame is one drawing. If you add frames, what you are adding are more drawings. This is how you use Piskel to create an animation. You can see the garbage can lets me delete the frames, and I'm going to start with just one. This is your canvas, your drawing surface here in Piskel. And you can also see on the right, here are my properties and my sizing tools. And this is also how I save or export what I create in Piskel. And then down here at the bottom, you can see some information about the drawing. You can see, for instance, that this is a 32 by 32 pixel canvas here. And you can see that this is the first frame of one frames down here. The first thing that I want to do in order to meet the assignment is set my canvas for 250 by 250 pixels. And so that's what I'm going to do. And you can see the resize tool is down here. And if I click that, you can see I have 32 by 32. This is the standard that Piskel opens up with. That is going to be a very small image. That's going to be about 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch. And I'm going to make my image a couple inches by a couple inches. So I'm going to set this as 250. And if it's checked here, maintain aspect ratio, it will be 250 for each. I have to click the resize button down here in order for it to save these settings. And once I do that, now you can see before there was that big square at the end of the pencil. Now it's pretty small. Speaking of the pencil, this is the basic drawing tool, and you can see my color here on the left is set as black. This is the primary color. And if I just left click with the left mouse button, that lets me freehand draw whatever I want to draw. I can use the keyboard Control Z, and it will undo what the last things I have done in order. If I don't like what I have drawn, I also have an eraser tool, and I can simply erase what I've done using that. Notice that it's all pretty small because I set my canvas size larger. If I want to make my line thicker, I can do that right up here. And you can see now I'm erasing more of what I do. The other thing I can do is if my right button is set as blank, and you can see the little checkerboards in here, I can also just erase with my right button. And I don't have to use the eraser tool. Speaking of my color tool, I can set another color. If I click here, I can set that as another color, and then I can use my left button to color one color and my right button on the mouse to color a different color. I'm going to go back to a different size. You can see I also have a paint bucket tool. If I click through here, I can use my slider to go through colors. I can also choose here, and I can use my paint bucket to fill completely enclosed areas. If I don't click in a completely enclosed area, it will just fill everything that isn't enclosed. I can Control Z, and undo some of that. The other thing that I can do is if I am just sick of everything I've done, I want to start over, I can just create sprite, and it starts a new pixel. Notice the size of my pencil tool now. It's on the smallest setting, and yet it's very big because I have defaulted back to 32 by 32. No problem. Quick resize, 250. The reason we are using 250 by 250 is to give us a little more room, and also that is the recommended size for a Google avatar, and it gives us room to do things like make the shapes more complete. A few more tools in Piskel. This is a mirror drawing tool. With this, if I click and draw, you can see that I have a mirror drawing happening on the other side. That allows me to draw symmetrical shapes. If I use the paint bucket and I choose a different color, and with my paint bucket tool, I can fill in like this. And then if I want to change my color, I can go ahead and choose a different color, and I can click both images, or I can go back here and notice it saved colors I've chosen. I can go back to my previous color and I can paint all boxes with the same color, this little spiral paint bucket. And now I just click once and it will change everything that was yellow back to my red color. This is the eraser tool like we already looked at. This is a stroke tool or a straight line tool. And this is where if I click, it will follow the mouse and it will leave a straight line. Students, the shapes tools, these work very much like in Google Drawings. If you click and drag, it will draw a shape. That shape is then fillable, and you can also change the color of the shape if you want to, just by using the paint bucket and clicking right on the edge of that shape. The hand tool, if you use that, the hand tool moves everything on the screen at the same time. If you need to nudge something one direction or the other, you can use the hand tool. If you want to move just one thing that you did, you can use the selection tool. And with that selection tool, if you just grab certain things, and then if you mouse over, you'll get instructions. If you hold the Shift key down, then you can move just that content of the selection box. This lasso selection lets you select just a particular shape and then do the same thing, hold the Shift key, and oops, and you can move that as well. Again, my mouse is struggling here. The next section, we will look at how to create your animation. Here I have a 250 by 250 pixel drawing, and I am going to create an animation. An animation is the still images that are put in a sequence to create the illusion of movement. In my case, I want the tongue to come out of my happy face and I want the eyeballs to move around. That's going to be my animation. In order to do this, I need to add a new frame. And if I add a new frame and I click right there, it will just create a new blank frame. Now, if I have this blank frame, that will mean I will have to create this drawing all over again. So that would take more time than I want to spend. So I'm going to use the garbage can icon and delete this frame. And when I mouse over this frame, you'll notice I have the little copy symbol, and that will allow me to duplicate the frame. So if I click, now I have my second frame that is exactly the same as my first frame. And I can just now use this frame to make some changes. So I'm going to white out and redraw the eyeballs, and I'm going to start extending the tongue drawing that's right down here. So, and you will notice that I am on my second frame. Over on the right, you will also notice it says FPS, and it's at 0 right now. If I move this up, now it's 10. This is frames per second, and this will actually show me the animation. Now, you don't see any movement here now, and that's because I haven't changed anything. I am going to go here, and I'm going to select white, and I am going to use my paint bucket, and I am going to change. Now notice the eyes look like they're blinking. The other thing is, as I'm drawing, if I want to see where the eyeballs were, I can click this little onion-shaped symbol right below my preview, and that is the onion skin. And what that allows me to do is see a faint shadow of what was there previously. So what I'm going to do now is get my circle tool. I'm going to choose the black, and I'm going to start a little bit over from where it was the last time and go ahead and draw the eyes a little ways away from where they were. There, now you can see my eyes are moving. And then I'm going to go select my red color and my pencil tool, and I will begin to make the tongue come out of the mouth. Or I can just do like this. There we go. And again, you can see up here in the preview. Let me do a couple more frames, and this will complete my animation. Now, if I go and use the open preview in a pop-up, I click, and here it will show you the size of my image, and it will show you what the animation looks like. Now, it's time to export my image. I go down to the Save Disk, and if I click here, I can save it as a Piskel. And notice that I can give it a, I can give, that's resize. I want to save. I can give it a title. It is my animated GIF. I can type a description. I don't have to. And then if I save as a Piskel, it will download this file. This is what you should do if you need to work on it again. If you save it as a Piskel file, it will download it and it will go to your personal folder. If I am going to turn it in, what I need to see is an animated GIF. And this is also something you can use to become your Google avatar. You can also increase the size if you want to. 250 by 250 pixels is what's recommended for uploading a GIF for your Google avatar. So if you want to use this in school, this is the size you should keep it. This is also a perfect size to turn in. So you can see right here, it's set as a GIF. Loop repeatedly means it will continually go through like my sample. And if you click download, again, it should download to your personal folder. Students, that is how you complete this pixel art assignment by creating an animated GIF that, if you choose, you can use as your school Google avatar.